Hello everyone, my name is Derek and this is the Bourbon Table. We're back at the table. My last video we had to do a quick one. We weren't at the table. We went bourbon hunting in Florida around the Sarasota, Nokomis area. This is the first video in a series of videos that I took bourbon hunting in Florida. All right, we're here at the Liquor Hole.
Yes.
Awesome. We're in Florida. What technically is the town here?
This is Nokomis, Florida.
Nokomis, Florida. We're visiting. We're looking at, the liquor scene, the bourbon scene here in Florida. And I came across this liquor store. I didn't really think much of it from the outside because it's small. And then I came inside and I was blown away. So here's one of the owners.
Hi, my name is Michelle. My business partner is Sandy. She's not here today.
Awesome. And I come in and, you go to a small liquor store, you expect to see the usual suspects, your Jack Daniels, your Old Forester, etc. And then there's a whole world inside of the store, which I'm going to show you in a second. But you were just telling me about the history of you guys starting here, which was last year?
We opened August 8th of 2024. Since then, we had 2 hurricanes. We sustained a lot of damage our first month just opening, but the community has definitely showed us a lot of love. We're a women-owned business. We specialize in tequila and bourbon. We have all the stuff, not everything, because we are small. It's impossible.
It's impossible to get everything, which is why I'm hunting in Florida, because I'm from PA and I shop in PA and New Jersey and a little bit in Delaware, and you see the same things over and over again. And I come here and I'm seeing the things we don't see, which is the 13th Colony, seeing some Starlight store picks. You even have the Buffalo Trace pick, which is interesting that you would get that so early.
We got pretty lucky with that.
Okay.
My business partner, so we go into a raffle every year, and so if you have a liquor license, you can enter this raffle. Well, she won. So It was like amazing timing for us to win that, because it really helped put us on the map with Bourbon Society.
Absolutely.
And everything. So it's been great. We are doing eventually in the next probably few months, we're going to open up a tasting room.
Oh, beautiful.
And so that will help open us up to when you change your license to on-premise, it helps you open up to new things. So we might see a lot of Buffalo Trace once that happens.
That's awesome. I've sampled already. I got to having fun before I even turned on the camera. And then I said, wait a minute, we got to turn on the camera. I got to get this because it is a lot of fun. So we've got some Starlights that are here. I'll tell you about that. I got a taste of a store pick, a Hemingway Rye, which I've always loved that bottle and have never had it. And this particular, I don't know if this is all Hemingway Ryes, but the particular store pick here is really good. It's
a Hemingway Rye cask strength. And we're the first store in Florida to release their cask strength. So that was really cool. And the distillers are amazing to work with. They're very friendly, very old school. Support them huge, because a lot of them you can't talk to, and you can literally, I could call the distillers and just talk to them and say, hey, and they're just that cool. All right, let's start off with the first bottle. It's the Buffalo Trace store pick right at the front door, $37, limit of 2. I purchased 2. One I left with family down there in Florida, and one I took home with me. It's a single barrel, of course, a little bit spicier, just a little bit hotter, and just a little bit more flavor. Then we're going to move to their end cap, Bunch of High West. I might have purchased the cask strength if I had space to carry it back. It's $10 off 2. I think I would have gotten the cask strength and maybe the High Country. Wow. So this is a pretty big selection, because you can see they've got the Rendezvous, the Campfire, the High Country, the cask strength, and then down below they've got their regular shelfers. Heaven Hill, that's a regular price up here in PA. The Old Elk Wheated at $73. I might have picked that up if I had more space. Elijah Craig Shelfers. You got the Toasted Barrel over there at $58. You got the Big Boy at $65. That's a pretty good price. $17.92. The Single Barrel at $45, and the Full Proof at $58. The Wild Turkey Rare Breed, $49.99. That is inexpensive. I've seen it over $70. The American Oak 2XO
at $43. That is a really good price. I think I got my bottle at Costco. It might have been a couple dollars cheaper. Wild Turkey 101 at $24.99 is also a good price. The aisles there are thin because they really want to get as much product to their customers as possible. So it was kind of thin, so I had to use my wide angle lens, and it's not quite as clear, and so I have to use a couple of pictures. Bear with me. The Jefferson's Ocean, the Tropics, those prices are a little bit high compared to what I'm used to. Now, I'm not a big fan of Jefferson, so it doesn't bother me. McKenna 10-year bottle and bond at $66. I think that's a little high compared to around here in Pennsylvania, although McKenna 10-year is creeping up. It seems to be going up and up and up. The Widow Jane 74, that's a good price. The Baby Jane at $49.99, that's a good price. Baker 764. I'd like to see that cheaper, but that's probably around what it's going for. Angel's Envy, the regular one for $48, that's a good price. Maker's Mark, those are good prices all the way across. The Maker's 46 at $30 might be a little bit less expensive than up here around me. You got the Knob Creek 9 single barrel at $60. That's a good price. The regular Knob Creek at $37, that's a good price. The Larcenies, those are about standard, what I see around here. And the Isaac Bowman Port for $44, that's about what we see it at around here. Bullets in your Whistle Pig, the Long Branch for $32 is a good price. Dickel 8-year, I think that's a great price because Dickel is on sale here. The 8-year is on sale in PA right now for $30.99. That was my last video. Check it out if you're a PA person. Check out Fine Wine and Good Spirits sale items. So the Dickel 8-year, it looks like it starts with a 2. So already every day at the liquor hole is less expensive than here in Pennsylvania. This is the same shelf. This is what I was talking about, but trying to get you more clear shots of the lower shelves. Evan Williams Bottle and Bond looks like it's $19.96. The Evan Williams 1783 at $22. These going across look like standard prices we see here in PA. I saw the Benchmade Bonded in several places, ranging from one store had it on sale for I think $15.99, like a really big sale on that, up to around the $20 mark. It was all over the place in Florida, and I can't find it. I can find all the other Benchmades. I've got them up there, but I can't find the Bonded. I just want to get the Bonded to complete the whole set. Here's the next shelf. Kind of gets interesting here. You see the mellow corn at the bottom. I don't remember the price, but I thought that was pretty cool. I don't remember seeing the mellow corn anywhere else. Didn't pick it up because I have a bottle. And again, I've got limited space. So my thought process when I was bourbon hunting in Florida was get stuff that I can't get up here. So even if something was cheaper down there than I could get up here, I wasn't going to waste the space to get it because I can get it up here. I want to get something I just couldn't get. The rye shelf, so again, starting at the bottom, you see the Sazerac there for $29.99, a good price. The Rittenhouse, it looks like it's $22.99. That's a very good price. There's Evan Williams Fire. There's the Jack Daniels single barrel proof. I can't make that price out, doggone it. The rye, the Jack Daniels rye looks like $33.99. That's a really good price. Okay, moving up. You know, the Basil Hayden, I honestly stopped tracking that in my brain because I've got a bottle just in case, but there's so much stuff that's better out there. The Knob Creek Bourbon Rye I have, $46, good price. There is the 13 Colony Rye. I wish I had space to get that. $46, good price. There's a couple of Widow Janes at $45, decent prices. Russell's 6-year rye. Up here in PA and Jersey, etc., it's not everywhere like the bourbon is, but $43.99 is a good price. Savage and Cook, I really don't track. Templeton Midnight, I don't track. And there you've got the Green River Rye, which is really good, $37. Bullets, seems like good prices. You got a New Riff. You've got the Bardstown Rye Shelfer, Origin Series. $59.99 is kind of high. And then you've got the Pikesville, which is delicious. If you don't have Pikesville, get Pikesville. $60. Pikesville is creeping up. This next shot is, again, it's the same one, but just to show prices a little clearer, Yeah, you can see over the $36.99 for the Green River. That's a good deal. And then up at the top, you've got some Michter's there for $50. That's a good deal. And now we're going to see the interesting stuff to me because we don't have this stuff around here. So I really got excited when I saw this short barrel, $61. I can't tell you if it's a good price or not because I haven't seen it around me. You've got the Dark Arts for $115. It is MGP, but they do some really good stuff to it, aging and finishing and all that to different stuff. I've always been intrigued by the Hemingway rye because of the bottle, but I've never heard much about it and I've never tried it. Well, Michelle gave me a taste of their store pick, which as you heard was their very first store pick, and it was Hemingway's very first cask strength. And she warned me, she said, it's cask strength and you're going to think it's hot, but it's not going to come across that way. And she was right. It came across warm and delicious. You'll see what I got, but there was a few bottles there that were signed. I don't know how much she has left there. So if you're in that region in Florida and you want to get the very first cask strength store pick, you got to go over there. All right, next is the Angel Envy. I think that's the rum. Yeah, that is the rum. Pennsylvania Fine Wine and Good Spirits has $10 off of that bottle. And it's still $1 more than what they're selling it for every day. That's a good bottle. That's got a nice little sweetness to it. I would definitely recommend getting that. It's also a great rye for people who either don't know about rye or aren't quite into rye because it's a sweeter profile and it's more approachable. Then you've got your Whistle Pigs there, probably overpriced for me. I've had the 6-year and the 10-year, and they're good. I mean, but for the same amount of money, I'd go for something else. Sagamore, that is their Double Oak, which is a delicious bottle, $65. I think that's a good price. You got the cask strength for $59. That is a good price. Wow. And then you got the small batch for $29.99. That's a good price. So we've got some really good prices here at the Liquor Hole in Nokomis, Florida. All right, moving across, this is the next one. Let's start at the top this time. I'm not a fan of Garrison Brothers. I understand their store picks can be good, but here's the Garrison Brothers, $83. Chicken Cock Double Oak for $100. Wow, I haven't heard about that. If I lived down there or if I had a sample of that, and it was good, I would buy it. I just can't roll the dice on $100. Got your rabbit holes. Now that Derringer for $79.99 every day is a better price than Fine Wine and Good Spirits, who is in the 80s every day. Wow. Peerless for $75, the small batch. That's a good price. Peerless can vary greatly. Peerless makes some really, really good bourbons and ryes, and their high ryes and their double oaks, and their, what else? Hold on. Man, I love their stuff. Double oaks, and they're toasted. Their toasted stuff is good. They're very reliable. Like I would buy any Peerless without ever tasting it or seeing a review because they are just so reliable to be tasty. $75 for the small batch is a good price. Short barrel toasted, that's another for $61. Wow, I would have picked that up. I just ran out of room. Well, the good news is I have family down there, so I'll be back. And then there's a new riff. I can't see that price. Hopefully in another picture. We go down. That Woodford Reserve Double Oak, that's kind of a gauge for me because I buy that in Pennsylvania. It's every day. It's $67.99. Great prices, Michelle. The Michter's, yeah, they're all $49.99. Here in PA, one of them is under $50. The rest of them are $50, $51, $52. Like that. That St. Augustine, that's not something we have up here. Green River's very popular now. They are good value for money, and they've got, looks like the wheat, the regular, and the full proof, 35, 37, and 52. That's about consistent with what we're seeing up here. The Smoke Wagons, geez, that Las Vegas bottle looks interesting. Their small batch there for $29.99. I don't ever remember seeing it that low, so that's good stuff. You got the Savage and Cook, which I don't follow. The Templeton, I don't follow. The Jim Beam Double Oak, I don't follow that. The shelf below that is your regular Jim Beams. You can see it here. If you're looking for a tremendous value, like a really good value, get the Jim Beam 7-year. It is inexpensive. If it's over $30, it's not much over $30. It absolutely can be a sipper, and also obviously a great mixer. You've got your Blue Runs. Those prices are about normal. Frank August, which I don't follow. Bardstown. So the Silver Oak at $160. That's consistent with up here. That's a good price too. I see them up here for as high as in the 180s. And then that white label, it's a good price. The dark arts at 85, they're both 7 years and they're finished differently. Again, if I had more space, I'd have bought both of those. Then you have some Horse Soldier, 4 roses. Those prices look good. The Select might be a little bit high. Penelope, the white label, that bourbon, that's a good price. The Architect, that's a great price. $58.99. I bought up here on sale for $59.99. It's normally $64.99. So again, Michelle, great price there. Penelope Toasted for $69.99. That's a great price. There's your Russell 10-year at $42. That's what it is here in PA. The single barrel at $72. There's that 10-year Basil Hayden for $90. All right, Yellowstones I don't follow that much. Then you've got some Jack Daniels. Okay, so these are fabulous prices. So the Jack Daniels single barrel is $49.99. In PA right now, it's on sale for $50.99. The Jack single barrel proof, $66.99. The Old Forester 1920 at $59. That might be $1 more than up here. The Statesman, we don't carry in Pennsylvania, the 1910 at 50. These seem pretty consistent prices. Boy, I wish I could see those prices because those are on sale now here in Pennsylvania. Remember that all the way to the right, you got the Jack Daniels Triple Mash. I remember that was a good price. If I'm not mistaken, that price was $39.99 and it's on sale right now in PA for that price. I'm a little embarrassed because all of the really cool and different, unique stuff was behind the counter. I thought I took pictures of it, but apparently I didn't. I can tell you that they had the Widow Jane Opal back there. They had Buckner's, 3 different versions of it, all the way up to the, whatever their high age is. I think it was it the 15? I can't remember, but that was $332. I remember that price. They had a 13 colony maple, which is this year's one-off, but I got something even better. I'll show you all that stuff. They also had some dark arts stuff, some other stuff, and then they had 2 Starlight store picks. I will tell you that the stuff behind the counter was very interesting, and I was in this liquor store 3 times in that week. Each time they had different new thing. Now we're going to get to what did I get? What was the haul? So let's start right away. This Starlight, it's a single barrel Indiana straight bourbon whiskey, 104 proof. That's a nice little, 104 proof is a good spot for me. Actually, let me show you the bottle. I should probably be doing, oh yeah, there you go. Beautiful. The next one is, it's a 7-year, 113 proof cask strength. I can't wait to crack this open. There you go. Second one, I'm probably going to have to move the bourbon table hat. All right, here is another. This is an everyday shelfer, but not around me. So I had to pick this up because I'm so interested in 13 colonies. I want to get their double oak if I can find it. Very interesting bottle shape. The problem is that it takes up a lot of space on my shelf, and I'm sure it takes up a lot of space in the liquor stores because it's got this wide base. So that's a very kind of an odd shape. The Buffalo Trace, we got the store pick. Where are we at? We got the store pick. All right, I gotta get the hat out of here because I'm gonna need to take some space. Where can I put the hat? Where's the hat go? All right. The Hemingway, it's signed. That's so cool. It's signed. This is 90% Indiana 6-year, 95.5 rye. And then it's 10% Kentucky 4-year, 95.5 rye. So the 95 is rye and the 5% in both cases is malted barley. That's so cool. And this is the cask strength. So the cask strength there, which is 116 proof right out of the cask. This was delicious. All right, and then these last two, I'm even more excited, if you can believe that. This is a short barrel. It is their cigar batch number 2. Number 2. This is a blend of straight whiskeys finished in Armagnac, which I love, cognac, rum, I enjoy that, and tawny port casks. This sounds absolutely delicious. 117 proof. So we're going to put that. Well, one time I came in and they had just received Jack Daniel's 10-year, 12-year, and 14-year. Dun dun dun. This is awesome. I'm very excited about this. As you can see, I'm partial to Jack Daniel's. I even collect their different labels. When they come out with collectible labels, I get that as well. This is a 14-year batch 1, 126.3 proof. I can't wait. I'll open this and we'll try this on the channel, so don't worry about that. But that was exciting and I got that. There you go. That's my haul from the Liquor Hole in Nokomis, Florida. I've got more videos coming out about the big box liquor stores. There are some other liquor stores in that area that had some very interesting things, some things that we didn't see here at the Liquor Hole. So tune in for those. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. If you've been to the Liquor Hole in Nokomis, Florida, leave a comment below. Tell Michelle and Sandy what you think. What do you want them to add to their selection? Thanks again. We'll see you on the next one.